Outer Banks. I'm Sue Artz with OBXentertainment.com and OBXE TV. Theater of Dare has been bringing comedy, drama, and fun to the Outer Banks for nearly 25 years. Today, our special guests are Don Bridge and John Bender. So thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So Don, can you tell us a little bit how the Theater of Dare got started?
Way back in 1991, there was a group of people from the Lost Colony who stayed over to spend the winter on the Outer Banks, and they quickly discovered that it was really boring.
Yeah.
So they got together, they announced a big meeting, and got some other people, local people, who were interested also, and they decided to start, let's do a little theater project, and they produced the show California Suite by Neil Simon at Portugal Restaurant as a dinner theater kind of thing.
Nice.
And it just kind of kept going after that. And it is still very much the same today, 24 years later. We've got old leftover Lost Colony people, a lot of very interested local people, and it's a very dynamic group where we bring together pretty much all the theater talent on the Outer Banks.
Nice.
That will work for free.
Yeah, right. So do you have like a home base?
Yes, we have performed other places, and we did start at Portugal, but we are in the auditorium at College of the Albemarle's Roanoke Island campus,
Okay.
usually known as the Old Middle School in Manning.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're in that auditorium. We have been there for years. We love that old dump, I'll tell you.
Nice.
We've got a really good relationship with the college.
Yes,
Nice.
and the relationship with the middle school when COA took it over, that relationship continued and
Good.
is very good. We're community partners.
Nice. So were you there from the beginning?
I was not. I came in about 1995, I believe, when my wife and I moved to the Outer Banks, and I got involved with it. And mostly as an actor, just, show up and do a show now and then. And then as time goes on, you get more and more involved, and
Right.
now I'm the president.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Wow, I'm meant to get your autograph before you
Okay.
go. So you guys do, there's like numerous productions every year, right?
We do 4 shows a year,
Okay.
4 big shows a year. This year we started with Psycho Beach Party, and then we did the old Kaufman and Hart comedy, You Can't Take It With You, and we just finished Godspell, the musical, which was a wonderful, rousing success. And we're about to open up our 4th production of the year, Manly Men by
Manly
Bo
Men.
Wilson.
Very nice. Which brings me to the next question. John, I guess, what can you tell us about Manly Men?
Well, I first saw the show Manly Men 25 years ago, actually. I was in high school and had a couple of really good acting teachers in a summer program that I was taking, and they were both involved in the first production of it. It won a playwright competition in Richmond, and Dan Ruth and Carrie Wormold were 2 of my acting teachers, and Dan was in the show and Carrie was the stage manager, so they invited the class to come up and see the show. And it was, I was in high school. I had seen musicals and I had seen church plays and
Right.
old Neil Simon stuff, and I'd never seen anything quite like this, and it really kind of opened my eyes to some of the possibilities for intimate theater without, going overboard with sets and costumes and everything like that. And I just fell in love with the show. Bo Wilson and I had some mutual friends over the years. The show kept popping up in my head. I contacted him, and he has a website, and you could download the script off the website. So I read it, and it just still held that magic for me. So a couple of years ago, I asked him about about production rights, because you have to pay to do
Right.
plays, and he was very interested in getting involved with this. And it took a couple of years to convince the board to do it, because it's a show not a lot of people have heard of. I mean, it's been done in New York, it's been done all around the country, and I don't even know exactly how many different times it's been done, but it's not one that, if you say Godspell, or if you say...
people have heard of
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. But this is not a show people have heard of, and that's always a challenge for a small theater group, because you want name recognition for a show, because that's going to help bring in an audience.
Right.
And let's face it, sponsors and audience is what pays for you to do the next show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great... I would call it a relationship comedy. The full title is Manly Men, an Evening Chock Full of Lies and Testosterone. The main character is Harold. Harold is a guy who's got no problem getting a first date. He's got no problem meeting people. He just can't seem to ever move it on to a second date or to a relationship. In fact, he says in this show that he hasn't had a relationship in 5.5 years. There's two other actors. Harold's played by Tim Haas, who's been in quite a few of our shows and is on our board. Daniel Ziegler, sorry. Daniel Ziegler plays the man. Daniel is a Lost Colony alumni, and he's been in a couple of our shows in the past as well. The man plays multiple different characters that Harold comes in contact with throughout the course of the play and is trying to seek wisdom, knowledge, and an understanding of women. Most of the advice he gets is pretty bad. And then Kat Morgan plays the woman, who plays multiple different female characters he comes into contact with. A bad date, his psychiatrist, his best friend's wife, the waitress in a bar, and a few other characters. They're all very talented actors, and they really do a good job pulling the different characters together and separating them from themselves. Which is, and it's just kind of good theatrical fun to have an actor play multiple roles.
Yeah.
And then you have Harold being the same character through the show, and he grows and he learns. So it kind of gives a little bit of an anchor to it. But it's got a lot of good little insights and a lot of really funny moments in it. It's a real enjoyable show. It's been a real pleasure to work on. My assistant director and stage manager, Jessica Sands, has made it real easy for me. She's super hyper organized and keeps everybody on task when I start going off.
So
on
you're the
rabbit
director
trails.
then?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm also on the board. And I didn't realize it until you said that you started with Theater of Dare, and you said it was 95?
I believe so.
Yeah, I've been with Theater of Dare longer than you have.
Wow.
It was, yeah, the winter of 93. I had done the Lost Colony for the summer in 93, and then stayed over for the winter. And a few of us were looking for something to do in the winter time.
Right, yeah.
And we did Anastasia that winter.
Yes.
And that was my first foray into Theater of Dare. And I've been living here permanently since 1999, and I've done quite a few shows since then with them. But
nice. So is it always a different show, or have you ever repeated plays that you've done in the past?
Well, let's see. A couple of years ago we did The Odd Couple, which they had done 20 years before. I mean, you can do that 20 years later.
Yeah, yeah.
But as far as having a big standout hit that we bring back by popular demand, not
Still
yet.
waiting. Yeah.
we've had some good shows that we've talked about redoing.
Yes.
But there's so many other great shows out there that until we run out of good ideas, we're probably going to keep trying to do new stuff.
Right.
We're very lucky. We've got a very dynamic kind of group of people who are interested in our group and performing and working with our group, and that's a very valuable thing to have.
Definitely. Have you ever had somebody locally write a play that y'all have done, or?
We actually were just talking with a local lady this past fall about a children's show that she's written that we're still in the process of ironing out some things. But I don't think we've actually performed any.
A local playwright? No.
Interesting.
Well, we did do those for there's a group called the Man Will Never Fly Society. And it's a group of old pilots and astronauts and guys like that. And it's basically an excuse for these guys to get together and drink a lot and tell stories.
Right.
And they have an annual meeting on the Outer Banks every year on the anniversary of the first flight. And one of our former board members and still involved with our group, a guy named Harry Herzer, Dr. Harry Herzer, real life rocket scientist. He worked for NASA and whatnot. He got us involved with them, and we wrote and did a couple of really goofy little one acts for them for their annual meeting.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, we've pretty much gone with standards.
Yeah, I can understand that.
You have to do, pretty much have to do things that people have heard of.
Exactly, right.
So they'll want to come see it.
Yeah.
And then, based on the strength of how good we are,
Yeah.
You know, we can do something like Manly Men and trust that our audience will say, "Oh,
Right.
what's this?"
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you have a really strong local following.
We do.
Yep, that must be nice.
Oh yes, people I've been seeing there for 20 years,
Nice.
and God love them.
Good, good.
It's always nice to see new people coming out to the shows too, and it's funny to me because, you know, I'm very aware, obviously, of the Theater of Deer, but it's something that I spend a lot of time involved with, and every now and then you talk to somebody and they're like, "What? There's a theater
You don't
here?"
even
Oh,
know.
yes,
You're
that's
like,
true.
Is
"What?"
it part of the Lost Colony? And I'm like, well, no.
No, right.
But, you know, again, a lot of the stuff we do in Manio, and so you guys live over here on the beach, and it's kind of a bridge mentality, I call it. If you got to cross
Right.
a bridge, it might as well be in, you know,
Exactly.
West Virginia. It seems
That's
like
It
right.
when
is
you
true.
live down here.
Yep.
We did perform for 2 or 3 years at the old showcase, most lately the late Jubilee. There, we did some shows there and did draw a lot of folks from Kitty Hawk, but that space is not viable and or available anymore either.
Right.
But so yes, and we did start out the first several years were in restaurants and the Wanchese Community Center and things like that before we landed at the Manio Middle School, which is now COA, and we're
Nice.
pretty comfortable there. Nice big stage,
Yeah.
versatile space.
So do you guys have like a lot of just like costumes and storage that you use a lot?
We used to have a lot, but we had to move our storage this year to a place about a third the size.
Oh wow. So,
And being a largely volunteer group with, you know, nonprofit, all that, we don't have a lot of money to spend on we don't
Right.
have our own space that we own, so
No.
you know, so we had to pare down our stuff. But we have a
Which was good because no one is bigger pack rats than a theater company.
exactly.
how many times are you going to use a paper mache dead cow?
I
Oh
mean,
no.
Yeah.
You never know though, you know? Like, yeah.
So yeah, it was a great, winnowing. Let's throw this stuff away finally
That's
Yeah,
good.
and keep what we need.
But
Good.
the county, Dare County, has been really supportive of us,
Absolutely.
and they've given us a space to store our stuff in, and we keep kind of a stockpile of standard size flats and window flats and doors
Right.
and things like that for building the scenery. And whenever we come across a unique costume piece or unique piece of furniture or something like that, that is something that we think, oh, we can use this in a few shows, or you know, 7-foot stuffed marlin,
Yeah, right.
things like that. People give us stuff every
I'll
now and
bet.
then. We're like, oh, that's really cool. We'll have to find a show to put that in.
Yeah, definitely.
We had a steamer trunk up in our storage for years and years and years, and we never ended up using it. And then we gave it away, and then I was thinking, oh man, I could have used that for Manly Men as soon as we. As soon as
That
we
always
started.
happens. I know when we're like cleaning out our own house, I'm like, darn it, I knew I should have kept that. But so like just as a regular person, like I grew up doing musical theater actually from when I was like
Oh,
6.
really?
I did, and I loved it.
I'll be
But,
sending you an audition notice.
Yeah.
but what is that process like? Can anybody around
Absolutely,
just
our
come audition?
auditions are open. You don't need to prepare anything. If it is a musical and you have a song you want to sing, you bring the sheet music or a CD, or sing it, a cappella.
Oftentimes we'll have the musical director will have some music from the show available. And
Okay.
so,
And just kind of a little group teaching session to do it, and then we'll listen and we'll go, and cast them. But it's very easy. You just have to know and show up and get up there and do it cold. Everyone
Yeah.
does it. It's not that scary, really.
It's actually I really enjoy audition days. We have a lot of fun. It's such an interesting process because people are reading cold from a script and doing television and radio and stuff like that, like you said. When you read something cold, you're reading it and making it up as you go along. You're putting the
Right.
inflect. You're trying to figure out, all right. And then when you actually read the whole show, you're like, wow, that scene means nothing like what I thought in the audition.
Right.
Right.
So it's always kind of a challenge because you get people who are auditioning and you're like, well, does this person just have a hard time, reading impromptu? Or,
Right.
I've seen people who are really talented actors who just can't audition.
Right.
And I've seen people who are really good at auditioning who just can't act.
Right.
And so it's always kind of the roll of the dice. this is the fourth show that I'm directing with Theater of Dare, and I think all but one of them I've made Don help me cast the show because he's got a good.
It's probably a hard
He
decision.
has good instincts on that.
Yeah.
Donna, we're coming up. Yes, this is our 24th season.
Right. I was
which
going to
means
ask you about that. The 25th anniversary.
Next year, our big 25th anniversary silver season is coming up, and we have some really big shows planned. So we'll be looking for you at auditions. We're going to be doing. We don't always do comedy. People like comedy, so we do lots of that, but not always. We're going to start in October with the thriller Wait Until Dark, which was a movie with Audrey Hepburn, and is just a riveting, suspenseful stage play. And that's in October. We're looking forward to that. John is going to direct that.
That's right.
Cool.
And then we're going to follow that with, there are shows that every community theater in the world have done.
Right.
And we have a couple that we've never done, and so we're just doing them. This year it was You Can't Take It With You, and next year it's going to be the Pulitzer Prize winning Best American Play Ever, Our Town by Thornton Wilder, and that has like 22 people in it, so we'll see you there.
Yeah. It has to be in the off season.
It isn't.
It is.
Oh, is it? Oh.
That will play in November.
Okay.
Before Thanksgiving, of course. And that's a wonderful play. It will just gets you every time. And then our winter musical next year is going to be Meredith Willson's The Music Man. Now, I think you might be Marion the Librarian right there. Which has lots of people and children in it and brass bands and marching around. Everybody's seen that movie. The stage play is something else to see.
Right, right.
So we're looking forward to that. And then next spring, a year from now, we'll be doing a play which not a lot of people have heard of. It's called Picasso at the Lapin Agile. And if you haven't heard of it, you've heard of the author of it, who is Steve Martin, the comedian.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And it is so funny.
It's very,
I'll
very
bet.
witty.
He's a funny guy.
It's witty.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of wit.
Right.
these days.
Yeah,
But
he's awesome.
Yeah, it's Picasso and Einstein meet at a bar in Paris.
Nice.
Right, and that's
Cool.
pretty, and then they talk.
That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, well, it sounds like you guys have like
Oh yes,
great
we're
plans.
so looking forward to next season and this final show of this season that's coming up.
Nice.
Looking forward to that too.
Cool.
One of the things that is so cool about being a community theater is that we have a lot of different businesses that help support us. We have, we sell ads in our program, and that helps defer the cost of the programs because it costs a good bit to put a show on. You have
Right.
to pay for the rights, you have to rent the space, you have to costumes and props and scenery and advertising and posters and tickets and programs. And so, we get different community business partners that come in and will help us by buying ads in our programs. And occasionally we do have businesses that will help sponsor a specific show. I've been really fortunate to be very good friends with Paul Sharon and his wife Sharon Enoch that own the Full Moon Cafe and Lost Colony Brewery for a long time. And Paul has helped in the restaurant, the Full Moon Cafe and Brewery, has sponsored Manly Men. And they've been just super supportive of us this season, last season, and hopefully in future seasons, Paul. Yeah. So if you're in and around Manio,
Definitely stop in there.
yeah, stop in and check out they got fantastic beer. If you like, especially if you like English ales.
I'll be at the bar.
Yeah. I think they have good food too, don't
Yeah,
they?
Yeah, very
yeah.
good food is
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
And there's a fabulous redhead waitress in there named Gretchen.
His wife.
That's my wife.
Oh, I was gonna say,
But
I'm like,
yeah.
are we gonna have to cut this?
No. When you come see the show, you look at the program and you see the ads in there. Lots of times people think, well, they're just fillers. They're just
Right.
But those are the people that really help
Nice.
get the shows up on the stage.
Yes.
So support our sponsors.
Yes, we are an all-volunteer group. We don't make any money off
Right.
it. Our philosophy is simple. Put on a show. If it's good, people will buy tickets, and that money is put on the next show.
Right.
And then we get the help from the advertisers and occasional sponsors as well.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. Well,
So if you're a
definitely.
business and you want to sponsor a show,
Give us a call.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
Contact us on our website at theaterofdareobx.com.
I know you guys are busy and stuff, but I did want to ask you, when you have a day off, I know for you, like we were talking before, it's probably very rare, but what's your favorite thing to do on the Outer Banks?
I enjoy doing theater.
I get people all the time who don't live here say, it must be wonderful living at the beach. And I'm like, well, you know, it's pretty much like living everywhere.
It is.
You go to work and do the laundry and take the kids to soccer and all of that, except when it's time to chill out, there's a beach.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So you guys like the beach.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got
beach
4
guy.
kids, so you know we're at the beach as often as we
Yes.
can, and we live right downtown. My family lives right downtown Manio, and so my kids like to go down, jump off the bridge, and jump off the docks and swim around downtown. And
Although as the years have gone by, I find less and less I'm sitting under an umbrella on the beach and sitting under an umbrella at the Nag's Head Fishing Pier.
Oh yeah. Nice.
yeah, fish
Look
heads
out
does
there.
have an
Fish
appeal.
heads, yeah.
Yeah, they're like the hot spot the
Yeah,
last
they
couple
are.
of years
Yeah,
since
they are.
10-cent shrimp and
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. So that's mostly my beach experience these
Nice.
days is sitting at fish heads.
Yeah, nice. That sounds awesome.
It is.
Cool. Well, thank you guys again
Hey,
for
thanks for having
coming,
us.
and
No
it's
worries.
great to meet you and meet you again, and
We shall see you again.
maybe someday. I'll,
Be looking
When I
for
was
you.
talking about Manly Men, I didn't tell you when the show
oh,
is.
right.
Oh, that,
yes.
right.
Definitely want to know when that is.
Manly Men is we open in a week and a half. Our shows are Friday and Saturday nights and a Sunday matinee. We open on the 24th of April, so it'll be April 24th and 25th at 7:30, and then the 26th at 2, when it's a Sunday matinee, and then the following weekend, May 1st through the 3rd, same times, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 and Sunday at 2.
Nice. And how much are?
Tickets are cheap.
Tickets
They're,
are cheap.
It's $11 for an adult, $6 for a student with an ID. Now, Manly Men, when I say student, I'm talking college students,
Okay.
or high school students too. But this show is, being a relationship comedy, there is some adult situations and language. There's
Yes.
I wouldn't recommend bringing your
Eight-year-old.
little kids to come see it.
No, no.
I would say it's PG-13.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Tickets are $11. You can buy them online at theaterofdareobx.com or just show up at showtime and pay for a ticket at the door. We never have any trouble
Nice.
seating people who walk up.
Awesome.
The theater seats about 400 people, so
Wow.
I've only had a few situations where we're trying to figure out where to put people. but
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Hopefully
so-
that'll be a problem in the future.
In the future.
Nice.
As we go into our second 25 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. Well, I hope it goes well, and
Thank you.
I'm sure it will. It sounds great, and I can't wait to talk with you guys again soon.
Good. Well, we'll see you at the show.
It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm Sue Artz with OBX Entertainment.com and OBXE TV, and we'll see you next time.